Yeah, got a show for y'all.
Got a damn good show.
You know things are going bad for the left and Democrats when CNN comes out with a poll showing their respect for what Trump's doing when it comes to this Ukraine conflict.
Right.
Yeah, check this out.
The easiest way we can kind of just ask this is, do Americans like the way that Trump's handling his job and compare it to how they felt about Joe Biden? So this is the net approval rating. You look at Joe Biden back in 2024, he was 22 points underwater. Holy cow. You look at Donald Trump, it's just a different planet entirely. I mean, the gulf between these two is wider than the Gulf of America or Mexico, depending on which side of the aisle you stand on. He's at +2. So look, at this particular point, Americans are giving Donald Trump the benefit of the doubt. He's doing considerably better than Joe Biden was doing on the handling of the Russia-Ukraine conflict. And so on this simple question, I think Americans are saying, okay, Donald Trump's doing all right on this.
What about specifically on how they feel about bringing the war to an end?
Yeah, okay. So, you know, look, questions on this can be quite complicated, but I think this kind of gets at sort of where the American trend line is. Americans on the Russia-Ukraine war want a quicker end of the war, but Russia keeps its captured land. Look at this, 50%. Bare majority coming in here. Support Ukraine's right to fight, even if it means a longer war. That's at 48. This is very, very close. But the trend line on this question is so important because that want a quick end of the war, look at this. You go back to August of 2022, it was at 31%. Now we're at 50%. I mean, that is a rocket ship upwards in terms of the Americans who want a quick end to the war, even if it means Russia keeps the captured Ukraine land. Americans are moving closer and closer to wanting a compromise, even if it means that Ukraine doesn't really get what it set out to want, at least at the beginning of this war.
And Americans' views on Russia are shifting as well.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the reasons why we're seeing this is Americans who say Russia is an enemy. You go back to 2023, it was 64%. In that CBS News YouGov poll, it was down to 34%. Now, there is a chunk that believes that Russia's an unfriendly nation, but the percentage who believe that they're either an ally or friendly, that's up to 34% as well, basically equal to the percentage who say that they're an enemy. So views on Russia have become, let's say, a little less isolated in terms of wanting Russia to be way out there on their own, thinking that they're an enemy. At this particular point, they're starting to see Russia a little bit more friendly, and I think that's part of the reason why Americans want to see a compromise at this particular hour.
Exactly.
Wow.
So
when they say Russia's our enemy, everybody's starting to tune that out.
yeah. So check these ladies out. And this is just all propaganda.
Yeah.
But to listen to this filth that comes out of their mouth, they're like constantly lying the entire time. Watch what this wicked woman has to say. Yeah, these wicked ladies.
European leaders are rallying around Ukraine President Zelenskyy after that ridiculous meeting at the White House on Friday.
Who made it that way?
And it's raising it's raising concerns about the future of U.S. support.
That is not our war. It is none of our business. Ukraine is Russia. Those people are Russian. They speak Russian. They have the same culture, their family. They go back and forth on the freeways. That is... Even if you go into Ukraine, it's up in the air. It's 50-50 pro-Russia, pro-Ukraine.
Yeah. I mean, the American taxpayers, over $200 billion for a war that Ukraine is not going to win.
Yeah.
Diplomacy is going to end this war, not war.
Yeah. Especially with a nuclear superpower.
I mean, you got to be foolish to think Ukraine can win a war against Russia. It's just insane.
Take a look.
During the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future.
You hear that?
That was a threat.
That is a threat. He's in the Oval Office threatening the president and vice president.
After over $200 billion of our taxpayer money go to support this war in their country.
It's not our war.
God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know
bless.
that.
You will not have a war.
Don't
God
tell us
bless.
what we're going to feel. You're
Well,
not
Mr.
in a good
Brown,
position.
I
You don't
was
have
gonna-
the cards right now. With us, you start having
not playing
cards. But
cards.
right now, you
I'm
don't.
very
Yeah, you're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War
do you-
III.
what do you
You're
speak about?
gambling with
What do you
World
speak
War
about?
III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
Have you said thank you once? This
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today,
have you said thank
even
you?
Today,
You're not winning this.
I,
You have a damn good chance of
we are
coming out
staying,
okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone.
If you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In
See that disrespect there?
Yeah.
This shouldn't be happening. Like this was none of this was planned. He's trying to renegotiate a deal in front of the media.
Yeah.
This is a Russian tactic.
Yeah,
The
what
same tactic they did on Ronald Reagan, Gorbachev.
Yeah.
Exact same thing.
in 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this.
You know, that has to be one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen.
I feel sorry for the women that watch this show and agree with this.
Yeah.
The American public, we just showed how the American public feels about this war.
Yeah.
But listening to this show,
Yeah.
you would think that was horrible what Trump did. I mean, imagine thinking standing up for your country and your taxpayers is horrible and ridiculous.
Imagine standing up for peace. That's horrible and ridiculous.
Yeah.
That
This
man
is a
does not
leader
want
of a
peace.
sovereign nation. And you are doing theater with him because you're trying to show that you're the hard guy. But I don't think anybody wanted you to be the hard guy. I don't think you asked anybody how they felt, how people who voted for you.
Oh, we know how they feel. This is what we voted for.
Yeah, and we know how the American people feel. Everything y'all feel is based on your imagination.
Yeah, this is low capacity. Right? What is she talking about?
Yeah.
Low
You
capacity.
didn't ask them how they feel about what you're doing.
Oh,
you didn't
we
ask
love
them
it.
if they want to be operatives of Putin's government. You haven't.
Operatives of Putin's government.
Yeah, nobody's falling for that no more. The American people's not falling for that
She
no
just
more.
called Donald Trump a Russian asset.
And the
Ask that. And I'm sorry, I do stand with you, Zelensky, because
Don't even know his name.
you're not pro Zelensky, you're not pro Ukraine. You're just anti-Trump. That's all you are.
And you're anti-America. You putting Ukraine, illegal immigrants, other foreign nations, Canada, Mexico, before the United States because you're anti-American.
I don't know when this happened, but the Democrats are just adversarial and contrarians to whatever Republicans want. Y'all just wanna make Democrats look good. You don't care about what happens to our country.
Yeah, y'all don't know. Y'all don't care about the people dying in that foolish, ridiculous war. The only reason why that war started is because of poor leadership and no diplomacy.
And now
Getting in bed with America.
yeah, now Trump and Vance is showing leadership. Diplomacy is what's going to end the war, and they're ridiculous.
Most important thing, they're trying to save people's lives.
Yeah, but that makes them Russian operatives.
you've been fighting, your country's been fighting, and you've been doing it on your own, and you've been getting help. But I stand with y'all because nobody should ever be able to come
Yeah, it's
into your
easy to say
country
that
and
living in
say,
America, if you stand with y'all.
This is my country.
Man,
We
what
have
is
a
wrong with
habit
these
of
women?
doing that. Many countries in our world have a habit of going in and invading other countries. And we all have said, I thought for the past at least 100 years, we don't like that. We don't want to do that. We don't want to be that. And here we are. Who are we? What is
Putin already put it out there for years. If Ukraine has any hopes of joining NATO, it's going to be a problem.
Yep.
That's always been out in front of everybody. Everybody's known this. Then this Vladimir Zelensky comes out and starts all this nonsense.
Yep.
Wants to join NATO.
Democrats in bed with him.
I mean, all this is a money laundering scheme. I think Zelensky was put in power to start this war to make money.
Yeah.
That's what
what
I
I'm
think
thinking.
what's going on.
Yeah. Because, I mean, look at it from Russia's perspective, right? Let's say they become a member of NATO. What is the United States going to do? They can put military bases all in Ukraine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt they put nuclear arsenal there, pointed right at Russia. Russia tried to do the exact same thing to us in Cuba with the Russian Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yeah.
That's the exact same thing that's going to happen if Putin didn't invade Ukraine.
Yeah. That's why there's such a problem. That's why Russia, they've said this all along. They don't want that.
Yeah.
That's why USA blocked Russia from putting their missiles in Cuba.
Right.
So we set the precedent.
Yeah,
So now Russia's following that precedent. But when Russia does
that's
it,
a great point.
yeah, we've
What did you
already
think
set the
when you
precedent.
watched this insanity?
I thought it was chilling, and I just want to note 62% of Americans support Ukraine.
No, they don't. I just showed
That
you
is
the
a
poll.
that is a lie.
And she knows that's a lie. She's the only person with a brain on this show.
Now,
And she know that's a flat out lie. She just playing nice so she stays on the show.
62% of Americans want Ukraine to continue fighting.
For what? They're gonna beat Russia?
Who in the world did they poll? A bunch of transgender men?
Nah, they polled everybody that watches this show. That's what they did.
That
Yes.
is just a fact. So
That's not a
Donald
fact.
Trump and J.D. Vance are on the minority in this. But I want to play a clip quickly just to capture the moment.
I want to tell you and your people, you're the ally I've been hoping for all my life. Not one American.
This
Oh
is
my
before
God.
this incident happened.
They're
And so-
spinning, gaslighting the hell out of people.
yeah,
This is way before this.
yeah. And after this meeting with Zelensky, Vance, and Trump, Graham disavowed him.
Yeah. Do you got that video? I saw the video. He disavowed this dude.
Disavowed. What you say? Disavowed.
Disavowed this dude.
Yeah, but they playing this video to make. Yeah, let's see what they doing here. The View.
American has
Propaganda.
died defending Ukraine. You've taken our weapons and not one American has died defending Ukraine. You've taken our weapons and you've kicked their ass. I don't know if we can ever do business with Zelensky
Okay,
again.
exactly.
I think most Americans saw a guy that they would not want to go in business with.
That was 2 weeks apart. And the first Lindsey Graham was right. He knows this is a
No,
He was right.
He's got more information at his disposal, so he needs to just disregard what happened in the White House. He's just supposed to disregard that confrontation.
Yeah. Why are you people pro-Ukraine, pro-war? This is none of our business.
And Tucker Carlson released a bombshell the other day.
Yeah.
That Ukraine is selling a lot of the weapons.
Half of the equipment for 20 cents on the dollar.
Yeah,
25 cents on the dollar.
All the military equipment we're sending them,
Yeah.
according to Tucker and his journalism, Ukraine is actually selling it on the black market.
Drug cartels, our actual enemies, our own weapons that we're providing them to fight their war.
Yeah, all this is a money laundering scheme. This girl's got to know this.
sovereign nation, an ally of ours who is fighting.
They're not a sovereign nation. How does a sovereign nation get invaded and they need weapons and money from other countries? No sovereign nation does that.
No.
United States is a sovereign nation.
Yeah,
China is a sovereign nation.
Yeah.
Russia is a sovereign nation.
Yeah.
Ukraine
is a leech.
Yes.
Fighting our enemy on their soil
Yeah.
so that we don't have to. So not a single U.S. troop ever has to fight Russia in this war. And he flips completely. And I will never understand in my bones, having been on Air Force One with Trump, having been to Mar-a-Lago, is all that worth it to sell out everything you believe in, to sell out all of your principles? His entire...
See, what these women don't understand, this is, Trump said it in the White House. We're playing with World War III.
Yeah.
These ladies will actually love to see American citizens go fight in this war.
Yeah.
Just because, why?
And they call that place a democracy. That place is not a democracy. Y'all know how that dude got elected in office?
You know why he's still in office? They cancel all elections because of martial law.
That same dude who supposedly got elected is grabbing that citizens off the street to fight a war that nobody wants to fight.
Yeah. Yeah,
entire
democracy.
career has been standing by our allies and advocating for NATO support. If Trump pulls out of NATO, is Lindsey Graham going to be like, yeah, that's right, the most successful defense alliance in history? That's right, Donald Trump said so. Like, grow a backbone, people. This matters.
First of all, I think this was all staged and this was all prepared. Because the minute Zelensky
I don't know
gets
if I can
off
watch this
the
now.
car,
Hey, push pause. You right about that. This is all orchestrated. That deal was signed, sealed, and delivered. What happened in front of the media was a Russian tactic of Zelensky. He's a snake.
Yeah, he's trying to renegotiate what's going on. He doesn't want peace. Imagine this. You don't want peace.
Yeah.
You don't want to find an agreement, diplomacy. You want to continue
Donald
to
Trump
kill your
makes an
people.
issue of how he is dressed.
Yeah.
Well, you know who else showed up during a war dressed in uniform during World War II? Winston Churchill. I think we have the picture. And nobody said anything.
Yeah, he looks ridiculous too. And look how everybody's looking at him. Hey, is Putin walking around not dressed? Well, at least he had a button up on and a belt. Looked like he's wearing some type of military fatigues. Yeah, but this is. He looks ridiculous. He's wearing high waters. Hey, Kevin, they talk about was all theater in the White House. Right. This is theater. Exactly. This is all theater. Yeah.
I think that is a red herring because, and I mean, you know what he's wearing? What he's wearing because he is representing people suffering, because he is representing a country at war, because over 100 hospitals have been destroyed, over 700 schools have been destroyed, over 100 churches have been destroyed, thousands and thousands and thousands of Ukrainian lives have been destroyed and lost. And for them to be picking on the way he was dressed was one of the worst, most embarrassing, horrifying, mortifying moments I've ever seen in the Oval Office. It was not Zelenskyy disrespecting the Oval Office. It was Donald Trump and his minions disrespecting the Oval Office. And I think this is all a justification, them trying to find justification so they can stop supporting Ukraine.
Yes. Yeah.
And they can get support from his followers for supporting Ukraine. And I just have to have a word for Lindsey Graham, who I've known for decades, for Marco Rubio, who I've known for 30 years. Qué pena, qué vergüenza me da, Marco. I am so embarrassed and ashamed. Marco has spent his entire life and career talking against tyranny, talking against Putin and his influence in Latin America. And to see him sell out his conviction and...
So we just go to war. Well, let's start World War III. World War III. Yeah. Let's start shooting missiles at Russia. Let's do this. Let's do this for Ukraine. No, that's for the Russian people to figure out. The Russian people there are happy. That's for the Russian people to decide what they want their country to be and look like. And they don't even have elections in Ukraine. Yeah, I mean, they act like Russia's not necessarily our enemy, and y'all want these people to be our enemy. Y'all want war. Well, it fits that narrative. Trump is a Russian asset. That's why they're sticking to this narrative. Russia collusion, all this crap, and they still doing it.
And his principle and go do Donald Trump's bidding. Do you know that the issue they have apparently with Zelenskyy is that he didn't say thank you enough? Well, he has said thank you for 3 years.
And by the way, he said thank you, and when he came, he thanked the American people.
Y'all cherry picking, man.
In front of our country.
This stuff he says out, I'm sorry. You know, I know we're supposed to, try not to upset anybody, but damn, man.
Well, it was an embarrassment. I will say I agree with you, Anna. It was pre-planned. Because former ambassador to the UN, Susan Nation, said on MSNBC there is no question this was a setup, that a vice president generally does not speak in those moments. And without...
He's not Kamala Harris. He's a leader. Why are you comparing him to Kamala Harris? He doesn't supposed to speak. Do you think Kamala Harris could stand up to anybody? That's why they gave him $200 billion. If Trump was in office, that war would have never happened. He's supposed to just sit and be quiet. I mean, I understand if you're Kamala Harris. What do you got to say? Yeah.
The Susan Rice, without the approval and of the president. So President Trump knew that J.D. Vance was going to do that, and I think it really took a turn when Zelenskyy, with his bravery and with his courage, said to J.D. Vance, have you ever been to Ukraine? No. So he embarrassed the bully. And what happens when you embarrass a bully? They have a tantrum and they react that way. And
man, these women are the most petty, trivial, just wicked women, man. That's why it scares me, man, when I see women in power. Y'all are so vindictive. Petty. Y'all... Yeah, I don't deny this was something serious that happened in the Oval Office, but if y'all was in charge, y'all would cause World War III. Yeah. There's more to that video. I can't watch it. I can't stomach it. It's just nonsense. It's just cherry picking, trivial, I mean, what is the end game here? Y'all want World War III. That's what y'all want. They should have an unlimited checkbook from America. Is the European nations kicking in that much money? No, us. We're supposed to fix everything in the world. And Trump supporters supposedly, forget what European, I think it was Britain, UK. I think they gave $2 billion and he's sending troops. Good. Let their citizens fight that
Yeah.
war for them.
Go ahead and fight that war and see how it
Yeah.
works out for Europe, for the Ukraine.
Yeah.
Just go ahead.
That peace agreement that was drawn up, that was the best thing for Ukraine. They were going to have to give up some land, but they weren't going to get annihilated.
Yeah.
This dude, Zelensky's head is on the chopping block. That dude's at war with Russia. Y'all act like this is some big game. Y'all playing politics because y'all so anti-Trump. This is a very serious matter.
Hey, Kevin. They're not pro Zelensky.
Yeah, they're just anti-Trump.
Anti-Trump.
Y'all actually rooting against your own country.
Man, if Trump came out and said oxygen is great, y'all would say it's bad.
Yeah, they would.
You know what? This is what I voted for,
Yeah.
and that's what Americans voted for.
Yeah.
Y'all in the minority, actually.
Y'all living in an alternate reality. Y'all want to go to war with a nuclear superpower. It don't get no stupider than that.